Hey trainers, Alakaham here with some more Pokemon video magic, and I am happy to be back into the swing of doing Go Battle League. And today's video is going to feature the newly released Pogo character Druddigon. And I'm going to be honest, Druddigon was kind of difficult to make work in the Great League. It's not particularly bulky. Of course, nothing feels especially bulky in Great League, but Druddigon was kind of difficult to use. I tried it in the Remix Cup with very little success, but then I finally came up with a team that worked in the Open Great League. So I think what we're going to find here is that Druddigon does a lot of raw damage, especially if you have Dragon Tail as the fast move. And the advantage of having Druddigon versus other types of dragons is its access to Night Slash, because that potentially gives a boost to the Dragon Tail attacks. So we're going to dive right in. I guess the basic strategy here, gotta love the Go Battle Lag right off the bat. The basic strategy here is that Druddigon is going to be weak to fairies and to ice types. So we've got a couple of Pokemon in the back that can cover those two things pretty well, in addition to having some alternate types of moves to give some general coverage, right? Okay, so we are ultimately able to outpace the Coffagrigus, and in comes a Nidoqueen. This is going to be a little bit tricky because Druddigon is going to go down, and then both of our Pokemon in the back are going to get one shot by Earth Power, or very nearly one shot by Earth Power. So we've got to be careful about how we handle the shielding situation here, and I decided to call it and just hoped that we could finish things off with the Alolan Marrowak if that went bad. And fortunately, we correctly called the Poison Fang there. So they come in with Scrafty, and that's really good that they decided to switch out into Scrafty there, because AWAC does not really want to see Scrafty unless we have some kind of energy and or shield and or health advantage. So I took all the advantages I could there. I knew that we could survive one foul play, so I went ahead and let that go to save the shield for the Nidoqueen, because really all we need is one move to take out the Nidoqueen. These Bone Clubs are going to be super effective. So I wanted to save the shield in case we didn't get the farm we needed and to protect us from an Earth Power. I don't think that's going to be Earth Power, but I'm still going to shield because our health is really low. And yeah, so one more Fire Spin went through, and that was enough to take out the Nidoqueen. So we got pretty lucky in a number of places there, calling the Poison Fang, and also being able to see that Scrafty come up when it did was really, really helpful. So GG's to my opponent. That was a strong team, and I was really afraid that I was going to be countered all the way through there. So yeah, well done. All right, this is the worst lead ever in Game 2 because Druddigon takes neutral damage from Hydro Cannon and is incredibly glassy, so Druddigon is not a fan of Swampert. But guess what? Both of the Pokemon in the back are weak to Swampert, so Druddigon is actually the best answer we have. So what's going to happen here is we're just going to commit to double shields and trying to get off as much Dragon Tail damage as possible. And what do you know? They decide not to throw immediately, so we actually get the Night Slash through, and that is going to be a problem for them. I think they misjudged Druddigon's tankiness, because a Hydro Cannon would have been a lot of damage. They probably could have won the lead if they went for Hydro Cannons there, but that's fine. So because I am cheap and lazy in this game sometimes, I have not actually given a second charge move to Druddigon. So yeah, I just have Night Slash against the Obstagoon, which is not doing a lot of damage. But fortunately, as you can see, Dragon Tail is going to do plenty of damage to Obstagoon. No big deal. And we also got the boost there from the Night Slash, so Dragon Tails were enough to be a problem for the Goon. So I swap into AWAC here. I don't know if that was exactly the best play retrospectively, because I kind of forgot about Drill Run for a sec. But that turned out okay because Drill Run doesn't one-shot, it's non-stab. So we can take a Drill Run from the Beedrill, and then I think they just quit there. I think they quit tapping because they probably could have got to an X-Scissor. I was actually kind of counting on them getting to an X-Scissor so that I could get a little extra farm on the Nidoqueen, but it seems like they quit tapping or closed the app, so that works out all right. Probably not closing out the app because we still got the regular speed animation, so I think they just quit tapping, which is fine. Sometimes that happens, you know. I do that too. If I know that it's lost, then, you know. All right, so we are headed into round 3, and we see a Dragon-type lead, and we are behind on our animation there. A little go battle lag at the beginning, so we missed the first fast move. So it goes, and they made a catch onto their Alolan Ninetales. A-Tails is a very good counter, has both a fairy and an ice type, right? So that's definitely going to hardwall Druddigon. So I had to get out of there immediately. Both of my back Pokemon counter A-Tails, but Alolan Marrowak is not going to be taking super effective damage from those Powder Snows, so I figured AWAC was the way to go. So we have built up lots of energy. I really tried to overfarm a lot here, and they bring in a Galarian Stunfisk, or nope, a Unova Stunfisk. So Ufisk is actually a really big problem for pretty much everything on my team. So the only way that we that we were able to even have decent offense here is because there was so much extra energy, right? So they did a great combo play there. They got my shield, and then they swapped into the Flygon, and I think they were anticipating trying to get that second shield. That's a really nice play. I know that I can survive a Dragon Claw, and they did not build up to the Earth power. So that's why I let that move go. I needed to save the shield for Nidoqueen here because one Mud Bomb would take out the Nidoqueen at this range. So we need to get to the Earth power to do enough super effective damage to actually win in the end here. So that was very well played by my opponent. And the opponent ended up being in a fairly tough spot after they saw that AWAC. Played it really, really well. And that is going to bring us into round 4, 5? Something like that. We've got some more battles left. We are just going to play them and talk about them, right? Okay, so looking for an opponent, and we are going to be leading Druddigon again, this time into Dragalge. So both of us accrue energy at the same rate. We have the same fast move, and both of us take 4 Dragon Tails to get to the most common charge moves. Okay, so they put up a shield, and I was thinking about whether I wanted to let it go when I first saw Dragalge on the lead, but we got the boost, so that means the extra power from our Dragon Tails are going to KO the Dragalge first. So I knew that I could keep switch advantage there, and it's a very good thing I did because AWAC does not want to deal with Scrafty. So this lets us bring in our Nidoqueen. We can do neutral damage with all of our poison type moves, and I am just going straight Poison Fang through this matchup because poison jabs are really going to add up with the poison fangs. So I called the first one, and I figured they didn't actually have enough time to build up to a foul play for that second one. So that meant I could safely let that go and just keep going for these poison fangs. They decided to let the Scrafty go, and what's in the back? It was an Ariados. Now, Ariados is a pretty good closer. It's beefy, and it's recently got a boost on the poison type moves, as well as the moves that it can learn, right? So lots of upgrades to Ariados. It's a really, really great Pokemon. But fortunately, again, because we were able to keep advantage at the beginning due to that Night Slash boost, we were able to line up everything in a way that was going to work out for us. AWAC is a pretty hard counter to Ariados. So GG's to my opponent there. And that was battle number 4, right? So we are going into battle number 5. And we are leading Druddigon again as the featured player today. Druddigon is going to be leading every match, and we come up against a Scrafty. So actually this is pretty good. If I'm going to see a Scrafty, it's more or less best to see it here in the front. We can do a nice bit of chip damage with Druddigon, and depending on how they want to play it out, we might be able to take the win here. I was thinking, because they shielded, maybe I could shield, but I tried to call a power-up punch, and that didn't work out. I do think that was due to a bit of Go Battle lag. Y'all can look back and at the video and tell me in the comments if I'm wrong about this, but I had only counted 6 counters, and I think it takes 7 to get to a foul play, so there was just something in the animation that I missed, or I was distracted, or something like that. But that's okay. We bring in the Nidoqueen. I decided to go ahead and use my shield on the Nidoqueen because I wanted to keep it relatively healthy for whatever might be coming out next, and it is an Altaria, which is, Altaria is a strong Pokemon, but this is not terrible for Nidoqueen. I'm going to go ahead and shield up here, anticipating that we can do quite a bit of damage with these poison jabs and poison fangs. I'm hoping to get the shield here. Let's see if they actually do it. I don't remember. Yeah, they don't give me the shield, so they must be anticipating trying to use something in back to sweep endgame. I immediately throw the poison fang so that I can debuff it, but what we have there is a Swampert. So yeah, this is more or less over, right? Like, I'm gonna play it through just for the practice and to see what we can do, but so I'm gonna throw the Shadow Bone to try and get the shield here, which I think I will, but more or less fast moves are gonna be able to take me out at this point. So this was particularly well played by the opponent. The thing that I like that they did was, even though they saw the Nidoqueen, they did not immediately bring in the Swampert, which was their hardest counter to it. They were probably anticipating an ABB team, which is exactly what I was running, where I had something to deal with anything that could take out my Pokemon that were vulnerable to the Mud Boys in the back, right? So the opponent did a nice job reading my backline. Really good work. So good game. I hope that you all enjoyed seeing Druddigon on display here. I am building a shiny Druddigon for Ultra League, so hopefully y'all will see that sometime in the near future. And if you watched the video and enjoyed the content, I would appreciate if you would give it a like. And if you are a visitor and enjoyed the content, I would love if you subscribe to the channel so that we could hear from you in the comments moving forward, and I'll try and build some new videos for y'all coming up very soon. Until next time, trainers.